Being in that state of fear or anxiety or anger or resentment is draining. It's draining. People are just holding their fists as tight as they can, hoping that somebody else or something else in the universe feels it, and no one feels it except for them. They're just exhausting themselves for nothing. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode, towards the mindset series, I want to speak to you guys about a mind hack that works tremendous. When you work this, your life can improve in so many different ways. And this will help you with anxiety. It'll help you with fears. It'll help you with, chronic obstacles that you always face because of responses of, triggers in your environment or everyday life. So all of us have certain things that make us tick. Some people, it can be anxiety because of, different fears that they carry on them. Other people have different fears that have to do with people being close to them in proximity. They consider themselves introverts. Other people have fears of driving. Other people have fears of animals. Other people have fears of personal confrontations in the workplace and communication. And for the most part, people just have everyday triggers. It can be when, their kids are having a temper tantrum or fighting in the house. It can be incidents in traffic when people try to cut them off or beeping at them or making hand gestures or cursing at them. It could be triggers at work. It's that one employee that's in your office or, whatever venue that you're working at that always gets under your skin, always does something that, pisses you off. Everybody puts something in one place and they always leave it in another. It could be certain triggers that your partner that you live with, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, certain things that's just part of them. That is why they are them, that you just can't change, but it causes some sort of an emotional response in you. So you can apply this to so many different things, but the core base of it is the same. So I'm going to give you guys an analogy here, and I want to show you how amazing the human brain is. Let's just say that you're walking through the woods. You're on a hike or you're sightseeing somewhere in the forest, just enjoying nature with one of your friends or your partner or your family, your kids, and you're walking in some grass. Somewhere along the way, you bump into something, almost trip, and you look down and it's a snake that's this big. Instantly, the minute that your brain thinks and says snake, okay, your anxiety goes through the roof. Your heart rate skyrockets. Whether you're fit or the most unfit person in the world and haven't run since you were 2 years old, your body's instantly going to go into fight or flight mode for survival. And you are going to pick up the paces and you're going to run faster than any Olympic sprinter to be able to get to safety. And the minute in this story, the person that you're walking with or the people you're walking with grab that snake out of the ground and lift it up and say, hey, it's just a hose. It's just a piece of a green hose that was cut and left outside. As soon as you see that person or people looking at you, smiling safely, in a split second, your heart rate goes down, your anxiety goes away, your mind and your body go back down into chill mode, because that's how amazing the mind is. It's created to be able to help you survive and to thrive. So it did all that work instantly in a split second to help you survive by giving you that boost of adrenaline and fear and anxiety to get you out of there, okay? And then the minute that you saw that it was safe, it took you a second for them just to say, hey, it's just a hose. Everything went away because your brain is created to be able to conserve the energy, because you as a human being for 150,000 years didn't have food and refrigerators and cabinets and nice shelter and a nice bed. So your body's energy was very, very important. And this is still in your DNA. So your body switches that off, takes the fear away, takes the anxiety away to conserve the energy, just in case further down the road where you're walking, another situation of danger arises so that it can have the energy again to create that fight or flight mode for you to be able to get out of there. Now, we all know this because you've walked into a room or a house or almost been hit by a car that's screeching. You can hear the tires and the brakes when it's coming up behind you or in front of you that almost hits you. You walk into a room where you thought it was empty and someone's in there or pops out from the bathroom and you're scared, you know, something falls near you and you think it's something different. These situations everybody can relate to. And instantly, once you see that the situation's safe, your brain and your body relax. So what's to say that you can't choose for your mind to do the same thing when it comes to those triggers and those fears and those anxieties? You can, okay? I've worked that system myself to be able to overcome past very, very negative vices that I had and dependencies when it came to substance abuse. I used it to be able to calm my mind, to get rid of the instinct to want to hit somebody when they did something wrong around me. It gave me the ability to be able to calm my mind and edit the words that come out of my mouth when somebody says something stupid or tries to trigger me or tries to upset me. And this just takes time to practice. And the more you do it, the better you become at it. And these situations that throw you off, you know, people tell me all the time when I just run into them for conversation or we're texting or speaking after a couple of days of not seeing each other talking, and they'll say, oh my God, my week's been a fucking mess, you know, or my day's been a mess. This morning in traffic, this happened. Or on Monday at work, this happened. Or the kids on the weekend did this. Now they're carrying that energy from that one situation, right? That one situation was running into that snake, and they're carrying it through the whole day and for more days into a week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks, sometimes stonewalling other people. And it's just wasting their energy. It's wasting their effort that they can be putting into the things that are important to them, to their responsibilities, to the goals that they're trying to achieve, and just to their well-being and their peace. You know, being in that state of fear or anxiety or anger or resentment is draining. It's draining. You know, people are just holding their fists as tight as they can, hoping that somebody else or something else in the universe feels it, and no one feels it except for them. They're just exhausting themselves for nothing. Intelligent people cut that crap out from the door straight away, okay? So if you just think to yourself logically and say, practice with the common things. What's the common things that trigger me? Is it traffic? Is it this person at work? Is it, you know, somebody in my family that I've got to see every single week and that says something to me? And you can start to reverse that situation to be able to stop that anxiety or that anger or that fear from coming on. You can just change the context of it. I used to flip out in traffic all the time. And then I would say to myself, I would make up a fake story because I don't want people touching my cars. I work on them. I love them. I don't even let anybody wash them. I don't want anybody to scratch. I don't want anybody to hit it. I can't buy other parts. They're custom made parts. So I would say to myself, you know what? Maybe this person's wife's having a baby. Maybe their mom's sick, dying in the hospital like mine was. And instantly I just calm myself down. I'm not going to carry that energy throughout the day and bring it to my work and bring it to my home. And it's the same thing with other people. If other people trigger you, other situations trigger you, I just make up a scenario. If it's a stranger, if it's somebody I don't care about, I just say to myself, you know what? That person is struggling with things in their life. Hurt people hurt people. So maybe that's why they're acting in that way. Or if it's a person that's in my life that I have a different intimate relationship with, a family member, my partner in life, I say to myself, you know what? They're just having a bad situation. They're having a bad day. They might be expressing it in the wrong way. You don't need to be triggered and take it personal, okay? Right now, they have something on their plate. You need to be your best version, because the more you show that to them, they're going to see by example and do the same thing for you. You don't fight fire back with fire. Sometimes it's not going to help you. It's just going to burn down the whole forest. So whatever the case is in your scenario, think to yourself, what are the things that make me just skyrocket into anxiety or anger or fear or anxiousness, and just reverse engineer that? Your brain is capable of it. I just proved it to you. I've told you that there's been many times in your life that something almost happened or you thought was going to happen, and instantly you went all the way up here, and then in a split second when you knew the situation was cool and safe, you came down here. So you can practice that to be able to create a better situation for your everyday life and your responses. Because when it comes to people, some of the biggest downfalls that they face when trying to be able to overcome obstacles or accomplish a goal when they come to me is them dealing with their stress responses and their impulsive behaviors. This is the biggest thing. They're good when things are good. They're great. They do everything they're supposed to do. But when something goes off plan and something triggers them and they go into their my story, like, why me? Why now? Why this situation? And it's everybody in the world that has that same situation, they go off the wall and they just push the fucking button and throw the towel in and quit on their character, they quit on their tasks, they quit on their responsibilities, they quit on their accountability. And that just becomes a common thing. They just identify themselves as that. So you have to take that out of you. You have to re-identify yourself and recreate a person that responds to those same things differently. So use the snake story to be able to try to improve on those things that you know are hindering you and just wasting your time, whether it's people, whether it's places, whether it's things. Social media, one of the biggest ones. I see people that are just so upset, hours texting back and forth, fighting in the comments section with people on YouTube and Instagram, and fighting over athletes or politicians or actors or whatever it can be. You're fighting with a stranger about a stranger. Neither one of these people are there to help you when you need food in the fridge or need to pay the bills or end up sick or have to pick up the pieces at work or take care of your home life. You know what I mean? It's just common. Just think about logically, like, what the fuck am I wasting my energy on this? Why am I carrying this through my day and my time? And then people wonder why I'm not getting to here. It's because you've wasted so much time and energy on situations and crap that aren't worth it. So reverse engineer your situations. Use this tactic to identify what are the common things that get under your skin and start being able to just take away the power, take away the value of that situation, putting you in that place, in that state of mind. And as soon as you do that once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you have that conscious ability to understand that your subconscious isn't in control of you, that you can't just be triggered, you can't just be flipped, and that this is not going to take your energy away. And just watch all your situations improve with work, with your communication, with your relationships, with your friends, with your decisions, with your free time. Okay? Hope you guys can use this and be able to improve your life. And if you use it successfully, teach it to the people in your life so they don't waste their time either. I hope I brought you guys some value. If you have any questions, you can hit me up. All my information is in the bio. You can email me or direct message me. Stay true to yourself. Stay good to yourself. Let nothing and nobody get in the way of the life that you want to live. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Help the content get out there. Help support the channel. Take care.